In a world where we're constantly surrounded by technology, it's a marvel that beekeeping is still so hands-on. Hygienic lines have proved to be valuable in maintaining a solid line of honeybees to continue the pollination process year in and year out. Are the genetically enhanced bees a permanent solution to the many threats that honeybees face? No, not at all. In fact, some might even call it a problem. As diseases become more potent, hygienic lines become weaker and are always one step behind these diseases. These lines also struggle to maintain the genetic diversity that is a crucial component of living insects, especially honeybees. So if the genetic modification of honeybees is not a complete solution, what is? The answer? Technology. There are some technological solutions that the market offers with new innovation quickly underway. Despite this, adoption rates for such tech remains incredibly low. Here is the story of how beekeepers across the nation despise current tech.
Beekeeping is a tedious and time-intensive task, requiring workers to manually monitor and visit the beehives a couple of times per week. To make this task easier, there have been a plethora of solutions that companies have created. They have created technology that tracks, supports, and alerts beekeepers of any pest issues. In fact, some companies have commercialized their products, providing in-depth insight to beekeepers that use them in hives. There are many sensor-based, data-driven solutions available on the market right now. Some companies offer palm-sized devices that slip into the beehive and can rest on various positions within the enclosure. It tracks the movement, sounds, temperature, humidity of the enclosure, and some even tracking carbon dioxide levels. The sensor then feeds all this data into its artificial intelligence algorithms, from which the data is transformed into insights. These insights are sent to beekeepers as alerts containing action items. In contrast to sensors, there are larger box-like devices that are available on the market. These boxes are heavier and sit on the bottom of the beehive, taking monitoring to another level by tracking more information. Alongside the benefits of sensors, these boxes can detect when worker bees reject the queen and intend to kill her, commonly known as a bee swarm. It can also detect barometric pressure, local weather, and will usually come equipped with anti-theft systems. The box will send notifications to beekeepers throughout the day. Each of these solutions connect to an application that sends real-time alerts to beekeepers and stores information on the cloud for easy access at a later time. Although these solutions are readily available right now, they are often not enough.
Because there's a high cost that comes with having these. And I don't think the return is there. I don't think it's sustainable with what they're asking monetarily.
That was Ray Olivares of Olivares Honeybees, who manages 20,000 hives in California and Montana, explaining why he and fellow beekeepers often struggle to find the need to invest in available technology. The return is often not high enough to justify training current employees to learn this technology, not to mention the already present disconnect between technology and the beekeeping industry. Here is Chris Hyatt, the owner of Hyatt Honey, which manages around 20,000 hives, and he is a board member of the American Honey Producers Association.
I think it's unproven and expensive if you had a bee sensor in every hive. And so, and it's not replacing you coming and medicating the hive, pulling honey off, syruping the hive. It's just letting, so that you still have to go to that bee yard. So that's why I haven't found it worth it to put a sensor in every hive, because that's costing me time, adjusting the sensor.
Beekeepers have repeatedly shared the same notion, that technology ends up being more of a hassle than an aid. Take, for example, Daniel Whitney, a beekeeper from Minnesota who manages around 1,000 bee colonies.
If you need to investigate further, your brain's kind of the supercomputer and the just experience. I don't know, it probably would be the last business to get automated. I mean, I don't know how you would even automate. I think it's about as automated. I don't know if technology, sometimes there's just like the eye test. Something doesn't match up or look right to your eye. So much of beekeeping is like a more art than science. you kind of get a feeling or a gut feeling for it.
As you can see, current technology has a fatal flaw, thwarting it from widespread adoption. It is more reactionary than proactive. The solutions available only alert beekeepers of potential issues after a certain threshold, which makes it too late to save the hive. For instance, if the bees were infected with the virus or disease, the sensors would only infect the beekeeper after a certain percentage of bees in the colony have been infected. At that point, it may even be too late for beekeepers to take the necessary steps to reduce spread of infection from that single hive to nearby hives. What beekeepers need is proactive technology. Technology that can use the data collected, combined with algorithms, to predict potential issues and alert beekeepers even before they become a problem. As of right now, with technology being reactionary rather than proactive, it is an ineffective and costly answer to the issues of beekeeping. In an already constrained industry where beekeepers often struggle to stay above break-even, adoption of current technology would be useless, as it would result in no additional benefits for a negative cash flow. This begs the question, what would a technologically advanced beekeeping system look like? There are companies that are looking to create this utopia for bees, using an innovation referred to as robotic hives, which can house dozens of colonies within its walls. Inside the hive, the robotic processes can control multiple elements and care for bees without the need for human intervention. Just like sensors, it can track movement, sounds, temperature, barometric pressure, detect potential bee swarms, and find the queen bee. But it can also control the climate and humidity within the hive, eradicate varroa mites using treatment stored locally, actively prevent the forming of bee swarms, and automatically harvest honey. This limits the need for humans out on the field and allows beekeepers to manage hundreds of additional hives per worker by making high-level decisions from a central application. As you can see, current technology that truly improves the beekeeping experience is far and few between. So where exactly is the beekeeping industry headed in the future?
The future of the beekeeping industry lies in technology that is proactive rather than reactionary. With current technology, the main concern that beekeepers have is the gigabytes of data output by sensors that they have to sort through before understanding their next steps. If beekeepers can come to the same conclusions by visiting their hives instead, as they've already been doing, this reactive technology becomes a luxury that no one wants. Instead, true revolutionary technology is automatically controlled beehives that have the ability to take in data from sensors, adapt and transform this data into trends, offer specific solutions based on those trends, and finally execute whatever solutions that beekeepers wish to take. Then, beekeepers will find such technology useful, eliminating the need to visit hives on a frequent basis and reduce costs associated with on-site workers. If AI-driven technology becomes integrated into the beekeeping industry, the profession would move from on-site caretakers of bees to caretakers of the automated hives. Every hive would be connected to each other via Internet of Things and store data on the cloud. Then, a beekeeper's role would be to weigh the different solutions presented in case of an issue and maintain the bee colonies by making major adjustments that the automated hives cannot. In essence, beekeeping technology is not at a level right now that beekeepers find useful, making it an industry ripe for innovation, especially when it comes to varroa mites. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and also subscribe to the channel.